Hey guys, Jeff here. I wanted to talk to my first responder and veteran-owned business owners about your website. We had a client reach out the other day, and I'm running some marketing stuff for him. We're bringing in fresh new clients every week for him. All's good, but he's also now interested in building a website for himself that's his own custom domain. And kind of expanding his digital marketing reach, which is great. But one of the things that we talked about was, like how to set up a website, how to build it, like what should he do, how should he structure it, which is all really good questions. And so for the area that he's in and kind of for what he needs, I just gave him some basics, and so I'm just going to pass that on to you guys. So obviously, first thing you want is you need the URL. You want to make sure that either your business name or your brand name is available, preferably in a .com. If not, maybe something with like your business with like the location or like an abbreviation of the location. Something to that, like some type of small variable of it in a .com is preferred. If not, you can get a .net. It's not as preferred, but definitely a .com. So first thing you want to do is you want to get the URL right. And if you don't have it for your brand, you can also get one for your service and location. So I'm driving through a town called Camarillo in California right now. So if I had like a tree service company, I could get maybe the URL like tree trimming Camarillo or treetrimmingcam.com, something like that. Then you can brand it on the website for your business. So that's probably the first and most important thing. The second after that is you want to start like laying out your website. And so what I advise for him is the basics of a homepage. You want to do an about page about you and your company. Obviously a contact page of how people can get a hold of you. And then you want to do, at a minimum, a services page that highlights all the different services that you do. And then you want to have your terms of service and privacy policy page, which is kind of standard. You have to do those anyways. And there's a lot of like easy cookie cutter ones that you can find available to you out there. And that's like the basics of a website. If you can do that, you can get started, and then it won't be as overwhelming. The other thing I advised him is, when you write the homepage, you want to write it as like somebody walking in your front door for the first time, or when somebody calls and inquires about your business. And if you set up your homepage in such a way, the flow of your homepage will seem a little more inviting and a little more intriguing to somebody, and they'll read more about your business, which I think is great. It's a little more intuitive, and it seems to be something that Google is looking more for in their search results. Beyond that, I told him get 15 to 18 pictures that highlight his business, his staff, before and after photos, and the services that they provide, and maybe some locations and things like that. So if you can kind of get those things organized, you're doing really good at getting ready to put your website together. Probably one of the hardest things and most overwhelming things is like choosing the layout, the amount of written content that you want to do. There's a lot of easy templates that you can use through a lot of easy providers. So you can do some basic ones, like you can go through like Weebly and Wix are like extremely easy to use. They may not be the greatest for doing your search engine optimization or SEO, but they work really well and they're really easy to use. So if you don't know, you can always just start there. And I've ranked many Weebly sites, so it's not something you can rank them. It's just a little harder. After that, I think the next one that I think is as far as these are like plug and play, not customized websites. The next one that I like visually is Squarespace. The Squarespace sites are really beautiful. They have really great pre-made templates that you can kind of literally drag your stuff into, and you can change colors really easily, and it looks really pretty. What I don't like about those is that they're a little harder to rank for SEO, and it's just the structure of how they do it. And there's these weird little mini URLs in there and all that, and something to scare you with or put off. But they do create really easy, really beautiful websites. I've ranked several of them nationally, so it's not that you can do it. It's just one of those. That's just things. The one that's great for people like me is WordPress, because you can customize it in so many different ways, but it's really not something I recommend for small business owners if they don't have experience, because there's plugins, there's updates, there's a lot of logging in and a lot of logging out, and it can be very overwhelming. And if like a plugin goes bad, you don't know what to do. Anyways, I don't recommend WordPress for a beginner, for a business owner. So that's just my take on it. For your written content, what I recommend, if you're, again, like your homepage should read to a visitor how you would answer your phone and talk to somebody about your business. Or if you have a brick and mortar place, like when someone comes in and they want to know about your business and they come in, like how do you treat them? What's the tone? How do you want them to feel? And that should be how you set up your homepage, how it should flow. That being said, if you have like a basic service site, so if you're like a concrete guy, you do auto detailing, you're a tree trimmer, like there's a lot of stuff that's been written about that on the internet, right? Because it's really common, and we have them in every community. So one of the things that I recommend is, and I think it's just more like a speed factor for small business owners, is using something like Jasper.ai or ChatGPT. And what you can do that'll help you out is you can ask it to write like an outline for like your homepage for your, again, like a tree trimming site or a tree services site in whatever location you're in, and it'll spit out a pretty good outline, and you can use those outlines to now put together 150, 200 words from each of those, and now you have a pretty thorough website. What I don't recommend is like telling one of those things, hey, write me a landing page or write me a page for this, and I only say, and it's not that they don't create good things, it's just that it leaves footprints, and you're less likely to have your website rank. Because even if it seems like right now that you're gonna get some like love from Google, I promise you, as the AI thing rolls out, there are like breadcrumbs from those sites that like is embedded in your text, and the Google bots will pick that up, and it's going to kick you to the curb. So do the harder work now. It'll reward you later, but don't be afraid to use those tools to help you with some ideas, because nothing's worse than thinking about like, man, how am I going to write 5,000 words for tree trimming? How am I going to write 5,000 words for concrete? Who has time for that? It's easy to go, hey, give me an outline for this, and it gives you an outline, and then you just boom, boom, boom. You're just making small paragraphs. Next thing you know, you've done it, right? So that's kind of my that's kind of the conversation I had with the business owner. I just want to pass it off to you guys. All right, take care, be safe.